Today's flow is going to be opening the hips. So we're going to get into our hip flexors, inner hips, outer hips, the whole shebang. Okay, so we'll all get started on our back in happy baby here. So lay down comfortably and knees apart, and using your hands, grab the outside edge of both feet and just gently pull your feet down towards the mat. Feeling that nice opening in your inner thighs. Just keeping this gentle here. No need to pull excessively with your hands. Maybe you like to roll side to side. See what this pose offers you today. Hello, Theo. This is my cat, Theo, if you've never met him before. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together, kind of in a butterfly pose. And you're going to pull your feet towards your forehead and bring the back of your head off the mat. Breathing here. Gently release your feet. Roll up into seat and shift your legs behind you, and we'll take a wide-legged child's pose. Knees are mat distance apart. Feel your hips sink down towards the ground, opening up there. Very nice. From here, come up into tabletop position. And here in tabletop, we'll shift our right leg behind, balancing on 3 of the limbs. And if you'd like, take your left hand forward. We inhale, find length in your body. Exhale, crunch left elbow to right knee. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen here. We hold for about 5 breaths. If you'd like, you can grab your back foot with your left hand and gently pull with your foot to open up your shoulders and your right hip flexors. Release your right knee to the ground. Opposite side, send your left foot back, parallel to the ground, and your right hand forward. Breathe in, lengthen through the limbs. Exhale, bring it in, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, find length again. Option to grab the back foot with your right hand and finding stretch in your shoulders and hips. Staying grounded through your left hand, finding core stabilization by drawing in your belly. Gently release your back foot. We're going to come to sit on our shins, and you'll tuck your toes underneath here. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. We'll take a moon salutation flow. Inhale, sweep arms up again. Exhale, fold. Child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. And exhale, drop your chin and chest down onto the ground. Inhale, come up for baby cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes. Push back into seated on your knees. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, up again. Exhale, fold. Child's pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, drop your chin and your chest down. Forward to cobra, a little higher this time. And exhale, tuck your toes, push back into a seat. One more of this moon flow here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands heart center. Sweep your arms up, finding the limits of your range of motion. Exhale, untuck your toes. Come forward into tabletop position. And we lower down in this pose here with your chest and chin down on the ground. This time flowing forward into up dog. And pushing back, untucking your toes, downward facing dog. It's a nice place to move your head side to side. Play with taking the weight from one limb to the other, from your feet to your hands. Make it fluid, make it intuitive. Start to develop your Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice. If you've never done that before, it's a slight constriction at the back of your throat as you breathe in and breathe out. If you had a neighbor next to you, you should be able to make your breath audible towards your neighbor. Keep your mouth closed and keep the breath directed through your nostrils. Inhale, we roll forward onto plank. And from here, lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Downward dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward dog. Push back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Once more with this modified flow. Inhale, sweep it forward. Nice long plank. Exhale, lower down. Upward dog. Tuck your toes. Downward dog. From here, you're going to inhale, lift your heels, and either hop or step your feet to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Releasing your hands from the mat and take them into your arms as you sway from side to side, nod and shake your head. Release your hands as you inhale up to mountain pose at the front of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up to touch overhead. Exhale, heart center. Sweep your arms up again, maybe take a back bend. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Hop or step to plank. Lower down strong. Upward dog. Tuck your toes. Down. Exhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Hands to heart center. Arms up, back bend. Bow it forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Hop or step to plank. Lower down slowly. Upward dog. Tucking toes. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet together to touch. Inhale, sweep that right leg up towards the sky, keeping both of your hips square to the ground. So bringing that right hip down if it's popping up a little bit. Finding length in the back of your left leg, all the way from the hip down towards the heel. Can you sink your left heel down a little lower? Bringing the right knee towards your nose here, and gently setting that right foot between your hands. I'm going to set that back heel down, coming into warrior one. Bringing your hands up, facing forward here, drawing that left hip forward to meet the right. Now staying in this warrior one, or releasing your hands, interlace behind you into humble warrior. Dive it forward. Maybe your forehead touches your mat. Maybe it doesn't. As long as you feel a stretch in your shoulders and that right hip, you're doing it right. Release the hands here by your sides. Sweep back up into warrior one. One breath here. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to use the next inhale to warrior two. So inhale, straighten that right knee a little bit. Exhale, come into warrior two. Square your body to the left side of the mat. Feet are 90 degrees to each other. Arms are parallel to the ground. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and look over your right hand. Now focus on the sensation in your right inner thigh. See if you can draw the right knee out towards the right. Sink down a little lower if that's there for you. I'm going to take reverse warrior. So flip the right hand up as you lean back. Feel that stretch on the right hand side of your body. And now tipping it forward, placing your right hand on the inner side of your right foot and sweeping that left hand high. Using the right tricep to push against the right thigh, creating more stretch in your right inner hip. Stacking your shoulders on top of each other. Try to take the weight off of your right hand so you're just balancing on your fingertips here. That allows your hips to strengthen as well. Perfect. Inhale, we're going to come back up to warrior two. One more breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, straighten that right knee. Coming into triangle pose. You might need to heel toe your back foot forward a little more. Keep your hips square to the side of the mat as you tilt it forward. Setting your right hand down on your shin, ankle, or the ground. Feeling that stretch in your right inner thigh. Stacking your shoulders on top of each other again. Option to gaze up towards your left hand. If you'd like more core work, you can take your right hand off the ground, bring it parallel towards the ground here, using your core to support you in this triangle. One more breath. hands to the ground on either side of the right foot. We're going to pop our back foot forward a little bit, coming into pyramid pose. So standing up straight. Heels are in line with each other. Left foot is pointed 45 degrees out towards the left. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, place them on your hips. Feel your hips be parallel towards the front of the mat. And begin to fold over with a flat back. And we can't fold over with flat back anymore, then you can release here. Setting your hands on either side of that right foot. If you're not quite folded all the way down, it's a great idea to grab some books to prop your hands up. Feel the length building in your right hamstring. One more breath here. Perfect. Place your hands on your hips again and come back up. We're going to pivot both our toes towards the left side of the mat here. And maybe bring your toes actually out 45 degrees, coming into goddess. So sweep your arms up overhead and exhale, sink down in your hips. Finding a 90-degree bend in both knees, staying straight in your spine. Now maybe this is enough for you, if you want to play with more stretch in your inner thigh, you can start off by setting your left arm on your left thigh as you place your right hand on your right inner thigh. And push with your right hand, dropping that right shoulder forward. Sinking down low into your hips. Other side. So set your right forearm down on your thigh and push with your left hand on your left inner thigh, dropping your shoulder to the middle of the mat. Perfect. Bringing your hands to center again. Option to have them out in cactus arms as well. We stay here for 3 breaths together. Inhale, find length. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Inhale. And exhale. Sweep your arms up as you straighten both legs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your left foot forward to meet the right. We flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Take a back bend. Dive it forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Hop or step to plank. Lower. Upward dog. Tucking the toes for downward dog. 3 breaths here. If you want a quick break, take child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Bring your feet together to touch. Inhale, we're going to sweep that left leg up towards the ceiling, dropping that left hip, finding length in the back of your right leg. Sinking down into your shoulders and into your hands, staying strong in these 3 limbs. Inhale once more, and exhale, draw that left knee towards your knees, setting that left foot down between your hands and taking the right heel down, sweeping up, meeting in warrior one. Few breaths here. Drawing that right hip forward. Finding that 90-degree bend in your left knee if that's available. You can stay here or take humble warrior. Interlace your hands behind you, opposite thumb on top, and bow it forward in gratitude. Enjoying that opening of your left hip. Sweeping your arms up into warrior one again. One breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten that left knee a little. Exhale, warrior two. Focus on the sensation in your left hip in this warrior two. Sink down into that left knee. Keep your shoulders away from your ears so there is minimal tension in your upper body, and gaze over that left hand. Flip that left hand up as we lean back, setting the right hand down on our leg. One more breath here. And now taking it forward with your left hand down on the inside edge of your left foot. Just balancing on your fingertips as you sweep your right hand up towards the sky. Using your left arm to open up the left hip. One more breath here. Inhale, bring it up to warrior two again. One breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, straighten that left knee. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. And tilt it forward. Triangle pose. Stacking your shoulders on top of each other. Gazing up towards that right hand. Option to take a block or a book underneath your left hand here. If your left hand doesn't quite reach your leg or the mat. If you did so on the first side, lift your left hand up, core supported, triangle pose. One more breath. Exhale, release both hands to the ground. Step your back foot forward a bit. Place your hands on your hips as you inhale up, standing. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Fold over with a straight back. Coming into pyramid pose. Letting your hands fall wherever is comfortable. And try to just let go of your muscles here a little bit. As long as you're feeling a stretch on your left hamstring, that's great. We're going to come back up into standing. Pivot our feet towards the side of the mat. And we're going to squat down low. So hands to heart center, point your feet out. Very nice. So it's a nice low yogi squat. You can use your hands or your arms to push out your hips. Now we're gonna do one side and then the other. So set your left hand down as you sweep your right arm up. Maybe this is enough, or you can take a half bind by taking your right hand behind and tucking it into your left thigh, Or if you have space, take the full bind and clasp your hands. Gaze up towards the ceiling. And gently release. Other side. Sweep your right hand in front of you towards the right side. Take that left hand up. If you want to try for the half bind or the full bind, please do so. Enjoying here. And release your hands. We're going to play with a funky crow pose here. So usually in crow pose, you want your knees on your triceps, but this time we're going to see if we can just place our inner thighs on our triceps. So you're going to come up, lift your hips off the ground, plant your hands directly underneath your shoulders, shoulder distance apart. You're going to set your inner thighs onto your triceps, kind of close to the elbow, and just gently tilt forward, aiming to feel that stretch in your inner thighs here. Your feet won't necessarily come off the ground that much. That's okay. This is almost like a combination between frog pose and crow pose. And set it back down. Sit down onto your seat and lengthen your legs in front of you. We're going to give our inner thighs a break, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, fold over your legs. Let's keep this pretty active here. So draw your kneecaps up, and wherever your hands touch, whether it's your shins or your feet, you can use your hands to pull your upper body forward. Nice job, guys. One more breath. And release. Take your feet behind you. Press your hands down towards the mat. Downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep that right leg up. This time stack the right hip on top of the left and use your knees to draw big circles. So I'm going clockwise right now. And I'm going to go counterclockwise, so change directions. Nice. Draw your foot forward, step in between your hands, come up into warrior two. Just one breath here. Inhale, exhale. Set your right hand on the inside of your right foot. You stay here in this variation of extended side angle, or try for the bind. So half bind is taking your left hand behind, tucking it onto your right thigh, or full bind is interlacing the hands. Now, if you have the full bind, you can try for bird of paradise. So step your left foot forward and shift the weight onto your left foot as you begin to lift your right foot off the ground. Once you're fully standing, you can keep that right knee bent, or lift that right foot up, straightening that right knee. Keep your gaze steady here. And gently release your right foot onto the ground. Step back and release your hands down on the mat, on the inner side of your right foot. Take your left knee down onto the ground. Pivot your right foot out 45 degrees. Maybe shift your foot out towards the right as we come into lizard pose. So setting your forearms down on the mat. that stretch in your left hip flexor and your right hip, maybe letting that right knee fall towards the side. Take your forehead down on the mat if there's room, or maybe onto a pillow. You can stay here, or if you want to stretch out your left front hip a little more, place your left hand down on the mat, bend that left knee, and take your right hand back, bringing that left foot close to the hip. To take it further, you can walk that left hand forward. Gently release the back foot if you got a hold of it. Place your hands down on the mat, and we're going to pivot our right foot towards the left side of the mat, coming into pigeon. So you might need to tuck something underneath your right hip so that your hips are parallel to the ground. So please do so if you'd like to do that. Set your forearms down on the mat, and eventually setting your forehead down as well. Enjoying that stretch in both hips here. Stay in pigeon if you want to enjoy this stretch longer, or you can play with an arm balance. So what we're going to do is come into flying pigeon here. So place both hands on the ground, lift up your right foot, and walk in front of your right hand here. So you're hooking that right knee onto your right elbow. Begin to tip forward, lift that right foot off the ground. And you can try lifting the left foot as well. Keeping the gaze just right below you, pretty neutral here. And gently release. Wherever you are, plant both hands down on the mat. Inhale, sweep that right leg up. And exhale, flow. Upward dog. Tuck your toes, downward dog. Other side. Inhale, sweep that left leg up. Stacking your hips on top of one another, and begin to draw big circles with your left knee. Exploring the range of motion in your hips. And drawing circles the other way. Step that left foot forward in between your hands and inhale up to warrior two momentarily. Just one breath here. And set your left hand down on the mat. Sweep your right hand up. Take the half bind or the full bind, if you did so on the first side. And for added challenge, you can step your right foot forward, coming into bird of paradise. shift your left foot over and set your forearms down on the ground, pigeon. You can play with the placement of your left foot, maybe a little bit more forward or back. You can choose to stay on the sole of that foot or the left outer edge of that foot. Do what feels good for you. Listen to your body. Stay here or come up onto your right hand, bend that right knee, and reach back for that foot with your left hand. Sink the right hip down towards the mat. Release that right foot, and we'll pivot our left foot towards our right hand, setting that left knee down, meeting in pigeon. Once your hips are fairly level, you can set your forearms down on the mat and let go of any control you have over your breath. You can stay here or play with an arm balance. Now, on thinking about it, I'm not really sure if the proper name for this is flying pigeon, because I'm pretty sure it's a different pose. I don't really know the name of this one. I know there's a fancy name for it in Sanskrit, so if anybody knows, please let me know. So, hook your left knee around your left arm, tilt forward, lift that left foot off the ground. Take your right foot off. High heel. And gently set both feet off onto the ground. Plant down through your hands. Inhale, sweep that left leg up. And take a flow from plank or three-legged plank. Upward facing dog. Tucking toes. Downward dog. If you need a quick break here, take child's pose. Now what we're going to do from this downward dog is inhale, roll out onto plank. And we're going to roll out onto our right plank here. Now, you can stay here, or if you want to play with your hips a little more, you can lift up that left knee and grab that knee with your left hand. Option to grab the left big toe if there's space. Step it down here into lizard. And from lizard, we're going to Pivot our left foot forward so we come into a low lunge. Your left foot is in line with your right knee. Perfect. So we're going to let our left hand fall towards the ground as we take our right hand up and lean towards the left side. Enjoy that stretch in your right hip flexor, right quadriceps. And set both hands down on the ground. Shift back. Half split. If you know full splits is in your practice, or you're trying towards it, here's your time to shine. If you're in full splits, try tucking your back toes so that your hips are square towards the front of the mat. Draw in your core, sweep your arms up. One more breath. And set your hands down, tuck your back toes, and sweep your left foot up. Now you can come straight to downward dog, take a flow in chaturanga, or try kicking up to handstand. Wherever you are, we'll all meet in downward dog. All right, other side team, let's do this. So roll out onto your left hand into left side plank. Playing with this variation, if you'd like, by grabbing a hold of that right knee. Drawing that knee in, or maybe even grabbing the big toe. One more breath. Step that right foot forward into lizard. And we transition that right foot into low lunge. So heel toe, your right foot to the middle of the mat, and bring your body up. Keep your right hand by your side as you sweep your left hand up to lean over towards the right side. Setting both hands down and shift back into half splits. If full splits is in your practice, take it, trying the variation where you tuck your back toes. Squaring your shoulders to the front of the mat. And release both hands down. Tuck your back toes. Sweep your right leg up. Take a flow. Try some handstand hops. And we'll all meet in downward dog. So yogi's choice here. So hopefully you found yourself in downward dog. Inhale, lift your heels. And bend your knees, hop or step your feet forward to come to sit. Coming into butterfly here. Feet together, knees apart. Inhale, lengthen your back. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe using your elbows to push down your knees. Coming back up, place your hands behind you and let your knees fall from side to side, letting that go a little, maybe cracking your hips a little. I don't know if you heard that. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, wide-legged forward fold. So take your feet as wide as you like. And what you can do is, you can try tucking in a small block underneath your hips, or you can draw the flesh away from the bottom of your hips with your hands, allowing you to have an anterior tilt in your hips, so that'll allow you to open up your leg adductors. Folding forward here, any amount. Pointing those toes up towards the sky. We'll stay here for about 30 seconds. Perfect. Coming back up, bring your legs together, and we'll lay back for some back bends. So if you have a favorite back bend that you like, I encourage you to take that, but what I'm going to be talking through here are some bridge and pigeon hybrids. So draw your heels close towards your hips and take your right ankle on your left thigh. We're going to inhale, lift our hips, and maybe interlace our hands underneath as we push our hips up. Feeling that opening in that right hip as well as the chest. You might not be able to go super high, and that's okay. One more breath. Exhale, release. Setting both feet down, letting them fall to the left and right. Reset. Other side here. Plant that right foot firmly down. Come into a figure four pose with your left leg. And inhale, lift the hips. Interlace your hands behind. A little higher if you can. And release. Taking your hands out to a T, knees at 90 degrees. Option to wrap that right knee over the left, and let your knees fall over towards the left side as you look towards your right hand. Maybe you'd like to place a hand on the knees to bring them closer to the ground. side. Bring your knees up. Wrap your left leg around the right. Let it fall towards the right side as you look over your left shoulder. Coming onto your back again. And we'll end our practice just the way we began in Happy Baby. Find some playfulness, find some relaxation, roll side to side. Release your feet and wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Inhale here together. And exhale, release into Shavasana. Taking whatever props or clothing you need to make the next few minutes as comfortable as you possibly can. I know the world is going through times of uncertainty, stress, and crisis right now. So I think it's incredibly important that you made it to your mat today to find some grounding, some peace. Give yourself gratitude for honoring your body and honoring your soul. And maybe extend that gratitude to somebody else in your life that has made your day better, your week, or perhaps it was just a fleeting interaction that you experienced. Think about that person, and next time you see them or you talk to them, give them thanks. By spreading gratitude, I think we can become happier people. So I thank you for coming and joining me on the mat today, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.